This morning I was reading 1 Samuel 27, and something very interesting popped out right at the very beginning in verse number 1. It says, "But David kept thinking to himself." In other versions, it says, David thought in his heart, "Someday Saul is going to get me. The best thing I can do is escape to the Philistines. Then Saul will stop hunting for me in Israelite territory, and I will finally be safe." So what does this mean? What can we learn about this? What is this telling us? Well, we know that David is thought of as a man after God's own heart. This is the first time that we see David not following the will of God. Instead, he's following what's in his mind. What's in his mind is despair and discouragement. Why? Saul is trying to pursue him and kill him. He's tried multiple times now. But two times now, David has spared Saul's life. And the last time Saul said, at the end of chapter 26, Saul says, "Blessings on you, my son. You will do many heroic deeds, and you will surely succeed." Then David went away, and Saul returned home. So David spared Saul's life twice, that he could have killed him, but he didn't, because he had honor, and he did what God wanted him to do. In this moment, though, he allows fear to help him make a decision to go to the Philistines. Who are the Philistines? The Philistines, if we think of Goliath, Goliath was a Philistine. Goliath was with the enemy. So David went to the enemies. Not only did he go to the enemy and jeopardize everything, he went away from his people, from God's people, and he took 600 men and their women and children to be with the Philistines that worshipped idols and other things. So he sacrificed an entire group of people, 600 families basically, that he took with him to the enemy camp. And they were mercenaries, helping the enemy kill other people, right? And so what did he do in that moment? He separated and isolated himself from God's people, from his community. He allowed fear to seep into his mind. He stopped looking at God for the answer, stopped trusting God, and he allowed fear and despair to take him to a place where he slid back. What does this have to do with us? Well, if David, a person who the entire Bible says is a man after God's own heart, can fall back and slide back and allow despair and discouragement to get them to slide back and to be a different person and to make decisions that are not aligned with God, then what hope do we have? So I want to encourage you today that this is an example of our human nature, but we have to recognize that. And when we recognize these things, us moving back or sliding back, we have to step forward, look at God, fix our thoughts on what is true and honorable and pure, seek first the kingdom, and align ourselves with God and God's people and get into community. God bless you.